What's up, guys? Today it's pretty hot. I am wearing a beanie though, and I have to work on this SR, the one that I put a Hall Tech in, and I wired in a couple gauges for him. He ended up having a little problem with the injectors. Nothing that we did, but one of the injectors, I think, was just stuck open, literally completely open, and just spraying fuel into the cylinder all the time. So it almost hydro-locked one of the cylinders, but we were fixing that. We got some DW injectors for him. They're, I believe, the same CC and everything for them. Roberto orders everything, I just put it in. But I gotta do that on this, and then I'm gonna leave it here for Roberto and Jack to tune and do the other little things to it. And then on this blue GTR that's been sitting in the shop for a couple days, we have to do more fuel stuff. He's got, I think it's -3 or -6 lines for the fuel system. And we also have a fuel rail that we need to put in it. Okay guys, so today I worked on a Sylvia that's not here anymore. I changed the fuel injectors in it, and I did an oil change on it just because the motor, as I said, got fuel into the oil, so we changed the oil on it just to make sure it's got fresh oil in it. And on this blue GTR here, I put in this HKS fuel rail. We still have to plumb all the lines to go down and go to the back. They should be -6. I am not sure what Roberto said, but we have to put those on, and this has to be done by the weekend, and it's Tuesday. So we're in the Wine and Spirit. What is it? Is that right? Something like that. But this is the biggest liquor store I have ever seen. Dude, this is huge.
Oh, this is one of the smaller ones. Yeah, this is actually one of the smaller ones. This is like a big chain.
So Roberto wants some whiskey?
Yeah, I always try to, what's this? I always try to like just buy like weird whiskey. Oh.
Right. But this place is huge. They got everything. They got stacks of stuff on top of shelves. So I might have to try something in here one day. So guys, a little continuation of yesterday. The blue GTR that's right there, we didn't get to putting the fuel lines on last night because it started getting too late and Roberto and I wanted to go home. So we just waited till today. But today, before Roberto gets here, I'm doing a compression test on this Red Z. You gotta take off the balance tube on it right here. That's in the back, right there and right there. And then just pop out all the coil packs, and then disconnect the igniter and take out the fuel pump fuse in the back. And then the car shouldn't start. So now I'm just gonna hook up the compression tester and test it. So guys, I did the compression test and I put it all back together. All the compression was good. They were all right around 150. There was only two that were at 130 and 140, but that's not bad. It's still within like a 10 to 15 range. So I believe we're gonna work on this car and fix it all up and make it run and look pretty again. And now Roberto's here and we're gonna start doing the fuel lines on that GTR. So Bert's over here getting mentally mindset on how to put this in. He's doing a lot of staring and a lot of thinking.
You can make it look good.
He said that I should not have the mindset that I do, but it doesn't look as hard as I thought. I thought we were gonna have to run lines all the way from the fuel tank to the front, and I was like, well, that means we gotta take a bunch of stuff off and put a bunch of new stuff on, but we just have to do a couple of things in the engine bay. Put one there in the back and have it run to this, and then from there to the return, and then from the fuel filter to the front of this. And that's what we're gonna be doing, but it's still gonna take 5 hours, Bert said. Okay guys, so I'm about to head home. I just finished up, it's like 5:30-ish. The red car, we're still waiting on. Roberto's got to figure out what he's going to do with that thing. But the blue GTR came out awesome. Roberto made it sound like it was harder than it was. It's just taking your time and making sure you don't scratch anything or break anything. But the fuel pressure gauge is in. It reads and everything. All the lines are tight. All the AN fittings are on there in the proper ways. There's one from here down to the fuel filter, and I believe there's also another fuel filter underneath the car. And then there's an AN fitting in the back here that comes around and wraps and ties into this one. And then from the bottom one here, this is the return, so this goes back in through the flex fuel system right here, and then back into the return line down there. But Dan's over there working on a Lambo, trying to get the turbos out of that thing. Should be out tonight, but I brought my car in because it's a Beamer. It always needs work. But I'm just going to go through and check other things. Like, I ended up taking out my cabin filter, and this thing has never been changed. So no wonders why last winter up in Connecticut, the inside of my car smelled really weird and wasn't all that great to drive around in the winter. But I took the cabin air tray out because I'm going to pop off the cover on the top and just check all the spark plugs and make sure that they're running right, and just go through some things. Like, I got this random air hose, like vacuum line, that goes to nothingness right now, and I'd really like to know what it goes to. So I might take off the intake and try to fish around in there and see what's going on down there. So guys, I got the panels off. Those are right there. I think I was at this point last time, but I took all of the coil packs. I keep drawing blanks on all these parts. I took all the coil packs out, saw if any of them had a lot of oil on it. They all look pretty good. There's no like tears in the boots or anything, but the spark plugs do look like they need to be replaced. That's one of them. Like, it's got a lot of corrosion on it. That's the other one. 3, 4, 5 is the worst. 5 has a lot of corrosion on it, a lot of buildup, and then 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spray down the holes really quick with brake clean. Brake clean just evaporates, and it's basically like putting a drop of gas into each cylinder. And as you can see, there's a lot of oil buildup on top of the valve cover up here. So later on, towards the end of the week, I'm going to go to AutoZone and order myself a valve cover gasket and a set of spark plugs and put all that in. And then I need an O2 sensor, and I believe it's this one, Bank 1 System 1. I believe that's how you say it. It's at the bank, it's up at the top, and it's Bank 1. So I believe that's the first set of 3 cylinders, and then that's going to be Bank 2, and then so on and so forth underneath. So the first bank is the first one, and then the second bank is the second one. But I'm going to put all this back together, and I just wanted to see what I needed to buy and stuff like that. And then if I have time, it's starting to get pretty late, so I might take off the air box real quick, and I might not. I'm going to try to put all this back together and then see where I'm at. So guys, I got all of the spark plugs back in, all the coil packs back in. Jack said it's about time to change some spark plugs on it because the electrode on the end of it isn't there anymore. It's all flat and ground down. So,
you know what else it's almost about time for?
Nitrous.
I was gonna say a Bud Light, but yeah, nitrous.
It is. It definitely is ready. Time for a Bud Light.
Okay, so a Bud Light and nitrous.
Yeah. And now I'm just gonna pull off the intake real quick and just take a peek at all of the lines underneath there. And oh, look at that!
How many of you guys want to see this bottle in this car?
Put it down in the comments.
Put it in the comments. If you get enough votes, I think we got to put it in.
I think we will. So definitely throw it down in the comments if you guys want to see this thing get nitrous. I'm not going to go like crazy with it. I just want to be able to hit a button every now and then. And then, yeah, I'm going to take out the intake and see what's underneath there. See what all the little, like spider web airlines are under there, because these things have a ton of airlines. And I'll just see which ones I need to replace or put new rubber hoses on, and I'm going to keep doing that. Okay guys, so everything's back together. I kind of wiped down the valve cover and this center plate for the injectors. And then there was that little line that was up in there, and I just pulled that out because it went to nothingness underneath the car. There's another one over there that went to nothingness, and I just pulled it out. And the last thing that me injected was, he was noticing that a while ago that the headlights were super low. So what we did was we tried to turn them up. So you turn on the lights, bam, turn on the key, turn off your windshield wiper, because there's only one, it's a race car, and they look pretty high now, actually. Look like they're actually facing up instead of at the ground. So that's about it on this thing today. I think I'm getting sick, which I am not too happy about. I do not want to get sick, so I'm gonna have to start popping NyQuil at night now. And let's go ahead and shut it on down. But that's about it for this video. If you like this video, subscribe, and I am going to try to get more good content out. Chris is coming down at the end of the week, so that's going to be exciting. I got some stuff planned for the 180. I got some stuff planned for the Beamer, and definitely just stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.